Welcome to my humble abode, your go-to channel for skincare. I'm not a professional and I don't claim to be one. I'm just a girl who is crazy over skincare. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing the scoop on Simple. If you walk into Discam, there are 4 products that you can buy for Simple. One is the wet wipes, and I didn't bother with that because I do not use wet wipes. 2 is the hydrating oil cleanser. 3 is the micellar water, and 4 is the moisturizer. Alright, so let's get into it. We're going to start off with the hydrating cleansing oil. I mean, this literally has a super simple ingredient list, so it's really true to its name, and it retails for 85 rand for 125 mils. First on the ingredient list is grapeseed oil, and I love me some grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is non-comedogenic, meaning that it is not going to clog your pores, and it is a light emollient, so well done on that. Then the second ingredient is isopropyl palmitate. This is an emollient that gives it that silky feeling, that elegant feeling that just allows you to spread the product quite nicely across your face. The only problem that I have with this is that it is a comedogen. It is actually a high comedogen. So if you have skin that is prone to breaking out, I would be very cautious on this ingredient because there is the potential for your skin to break out, especially because it is the second ingredient on this list. Then there is sorbet 30, and this is just basically an emulsifying surfactant. So in English, it allows oil to interact with water very easily, so that rinsing for you becomes quite easily, so that there's not much residue that's left over on your skin. Then there's phenoxyethanol, which is just basically a preservative. It is safe and gentle for the skin. And then there's BHT, which is an antioxidant that's also used as a preservative. Then there is sunflower oil, and I don't need to go into much detail about that. It's an ingredient that you must be familiar with. It's a known old ingredient. And second last is retinol palmitate. This is a skin identical ingredient that's part of the vitamin A family. And finally, there's vitamin E, which is a beautiful antioxidant for your skin. So from a formulation perspective, like I said, it's really, really simple. The only issue that I have there is the isopropyl palmitate because of the fact that it can potentially clog your pores. But from an experience point of view, as an oil cleanser, I think that it did a good job. It dissolved the sunscreen and whatever buildup, maybe makeup on my face. And it also emulsifies well in water. So there's not much residue that's left over, when you wash this off. Which is exactly why you shouldn't, like, for example, just be using oil, canola oil, olive oil, sunflower oil directly on your face as an oil cleanser, because it leaves that film of residue that's left on your face that can potentially cause breakouts onto your skin. So you want to use these that are formulated in a lab that have stuff like sorbet 30 that allows for that rinsability, so that there's no residue left over. I didn't break out when I was using this, but then again, I'm not really highly prone to breakouts, so I wouldn't recommend this to people who are acne prone and that just are very prone to breakout. Just for that isopropyl palmitate, just maybe stay clear of this product. The one thing that I didn't like is that this thing stinks. Oh, let me just smell it again to remind myself. Oh yeah, so it really reeks like oil, and I don't enjoy the experience of when I'm putting it on my face. It's like, okay, let's get this done, because it doesn't have a pleasant smell, because there is no artificial perfumes or colorants in here. And probably why I've only used like such a little bit. I have so many other products that I can use as a first cleanser that is so much more pleasant, so I don't necessarily find myself reaching for this because of the smell. I mean, for 85 rand for this much cleansing oil, I can't expect miracles. I think that it does what it needs to do, and if you're happy with that, then you'll like this. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the cleansing oil. Okay, so now let's move on to the micellar water. Once again, a very simple and easy ingredient list. This is 200 mils and I got it for 22 rand or 25 rand, I can't remember, one of the two. So super duper affordable. Let's start there. So there's a soothing and antioxidant ingredient here, which is the chamomile flower extract, which is on the top of the list. Then there's moisturizers and humectants that are right on the top of the list. Ones that I personally love, which is glycerin and panthenol. 7th on the ingredient list is niacinamide. You know, niacinamide is a cult favorite and something that you're just seeing pop up in most of the products now, and I am mad at that because niacinamide is a gem of an ingredient. There's also sodium ascorbate phosphate in here, which is a vitamin C derivative. So far, you know, really liking this ingredient list. It's super simple. I think that there's really nothing to complain about here. So then in terms of experience, it was meh. You know, I didn't clean the mascara off my eyes really well. And the most makeup that I use is on my eyes. I don't use foundation and, you know, all of those type of things. So I really needed it to do an effective job on my eyes. So normally when I use micellar water, what I would do is I would take cotton pads and then I just like dunk the micellar water into cotton pads and then I just hold them on my eyes for like 10 to 20 seconds, and then when I wipe it off, you know, everything just like literally magically comes off, and that's when I just fall in love with micellar water and I know that it's an effective one. Unfortunately with this one, that didn't happen for me. So overall, I was quite disappointed with this, to be honest. I mean, the formula looked amazing. The price point was super duper. Like I was like, oh my gosh, imagine. I so badly wanted this to be amazing because of how cheap it is, and you know, it was going to be affordable, it was going to be great. So yeah, so you know, from a formula perspective, I can't fault it, but from an experience perspective, it really didn't meet what I required, and you can see that I really have been trying to use it, but it's not doing the thing. So this here is definitely not something I would be repurchasing, unfortunately. And then finally we have the Replenishing Rich Moisturizer. So there are some skin identical ingredients in here that I absolutely love. Glycerin, serine and urea. Skin identical ingredients are barrier supportive, and I just love putting skin identical ingredients on my skin because I know that it's going to be strengthening my skin, and these ingredients will strengthen it in terms of moisturization and keeping that moisture into my skin. There is sunscreen in here, which is octinoxate. This absorbs UVB radiation and not UVA radiation. So quick 101, UVB radiation is for basically burns like on your skin. So you know, when you go from brown to being navy blue, your skin got burnt. I know I'm speaking from experience. Whereas UVA is, you know, for more of the hyperpigmentation in terms of sunspots and aging spots and wrinkles. So octinoxate protects you against UVB rays and not UVA rays. However, octinoxate is not a very stable sunscreen. It breaks down really easily when exposed to light, and it should be combined with other sunscreens to stabilize it. So this also has avobenzone, which is another sunscreen, and that gives you UVA protection, but also not a very photo stable sunscreen either. Then on top of the list is lactic acid, and lactic acid is known to be an exfoliant. It's an exfoliant that's good for dry skin. I don't think the concentration within the product is high enough for it to act as, you know, a really effective exfoliant, but obviously, like, just being present, it does call for the need of sunscreen. So that's just to remind you, you know, definitely put your sunscreen on after you use this product. There's bisabolol in here, and I could be butchering that word, but anyway, it's a component of chamomile, and you know that chamomile is there for soothing the skin. And then there's humectants and moisturizers, obviously, because it does say that it is a rich moisturizer, which include panthenol and sorbitol, which is really good also. So the ingredient list is very simple. It sets out to give you moisture, and that's exactly what the product list does. So from a personal experience point of view, this product burned when I put it on my skin for the first time. And the reason that it burnt is because I have a skin sensitivity towards the older generation sunscreen. So avobenzone, octinoxate, octocrylene, those things make my skin burn. So because octinoxate and avobenzone is present in here, my experience was a burning sensation. So if you have a sensitivity towards those sunscreen filters, I would just say, you know what, stay away from it. This bottle is full because my skin is sensitive to that sunscreen, so I don't really opt for this. If you're looking for just like a straightforward moisturizer, but you just want to seal in and you just want to lock in all of that goodness from your essence, from your toner, from your serum, and with sealing, just get moisture onto your skin, then this is definitely a yes. I'll just show you what it looks like. So it spreads really easily, and it just like absorbs easily into the skin. So it's good. It's okay. It's simple. So yes, that is my review on Simple. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've gotten this far, then you might as well subscribe to my channel. It's always such a fabulous time with you, and I can't wait to see you again next week.